Hopefully it is. Y'all know where we at. It's your boy MP here as always. And thank y'all for tuning in to another wonderful, exciting, sounding, explicitly.
Did you say explicitly?
Explicitly, yes. Do not ask what it means. It means something in the world of Mike. Episode of Live on the Couch Podcast. Of course, I got my mention, right?
Mr. Gray.
The videographer with the most. Of course. Well, not of course. Biggest shout out to the lady of the couch, Miss C. She's not here with us for this episode. She's out doing a thing out there, moving in the streets, moving that weight. You know what I'm saying? Can't keep a real sister down. You feel me?
If she was moving that way, you probably wouldn't want to actually say that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
You don't care.
Right.
What do you mean I don't care? I do care. I just, it's not like I mean, motherfuckers rap and say all the shit they do all the time. You know what I'm saying?
But a rapper is different from Candace.
Oh, so Candace ain't a rapper level. You heard that, Candace? Gary said you're not a rapper level.
She will say that.
I'm not.
Get to the drops.
As always, make sure for all our viewers on YouTube and you're a first time viewer, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You already know where it is. It's just the side to the left side. Well, it's like left and right. Whatever, you know the direction. You know it's gonna say subscribe red. But you gotta say it. You made a face. I feel like it's something you're gonna say. Nothing. Cool. Okay, alright, keep it that way. You place. Alright. Got it.
What is going on? What is happening?
Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. For all our listeners out there, you ain't ready to your visualizations is uncompromised.
No.
What?
Wait.
What? Your visualizations are compromised right now, so you are ready to listen to us, man. You can follow us.
Speakalizations is
My speakalizations are crazy. Make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify.
That was really good.
It was until really came like a little late. I like messing with you. Fuck you, man. Don't be dying at thumbtack in your fucking big toe.
What is going on for real?
For all your listening pleasures, you feel me? So, I'm tired. I'm trying to get as the energy up as much as I can to like get it going, get the episode going. So yes, for all listening pleasures, make sure you listen and following us on those platforms for all notifications. I get that ding. It's like, that episode just dropped. As y'all probably, this time we don't have the great New York Dose podcast with us this time. It's the regular folks, the regular degulars, including Brittany.
I mean, it's not like we ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, I'm
not
not
liver.
No, I say the opinion. No, not the opinion.
New York Dose is dope as fuck though. Y'all dope as hell.
Yes, appreciate y'all coming through, dropping back. You know what I'm saying, showing us the New York world.
Go check that podcast out because they just dropped the episode a couple days ago. So go check that out for sure.
Well, when this drop, it's gonna be a whole nother time frame.
That's fine.
Okay.
They still can check it out.
Yeah, they can still check it out. Don't look for that episode because it's gonna be a whole different time frame. Because see, we speaking in the future because we don't want you left in the past.
They still know that the last episode features New York Dose. So regardless of what time frame it's in, we can still just say, check out New York Dose.
No, but you said they just dropped the episode.
Right.
So like if when we drop this, if they didn't drop the episode, they're gonna look for that episode, but it could not exist.
But the episode dropped.
Right. Okay, see, the way you sounded, it didn't sound like you were speaking particularly about our episode. It sounded like you were saying...
I'm talking about both. Either one. Because
okay.
Either one, because both will be out by that time, correct?
Right. Well, I'm thinking you're just saying a general episode.
No, I said go check out that episode that features
gotcha.
New York Dose, regardless of whether it's the one that we're on with them or the one that features them on ours. It still features them.
See,
right?
I'm okay. Never mind.
No,
what I'm thinking about it is totally different. That's,
right?
It's
You tired? It's all right.
No, it's not. I literally how I'm thinking it is. You said check them out.
Right.
They just dropped a new episode.
Right.
So I'm taking your
No,
saying.
I did not say they just dropped a new episode. I said they dropped the episode featuring.
Oh,
us
I
a
thought you
couple
said they
days
just
ago.
dropped it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Misheard
A
that.
couple days ago, they dropped the episode featuring us. So boom.
Oh, I thought you said they
That's
just
that's
dropped
what they
it.
want to go check out. Is the one featuring. I mean, y'all can check out their podcast regardless.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we would definitely say to check out the one that released with us a couple days ago. Go check out their page and show them some love. And yeah, they're not here today, but we wish them well. They're back in New York, so it's probably cold out there. So shout out to y'all. But it's hot as fuck out here.
No,
So-
definitely not. This motherfucker is slithering.
It is uncomfortable.
I literally just had to shave. Like,
That's a little too much information. We're just gonna
What?
go ahead.
why is that too much information?
I mean, I don't know what your grooming capabilities are because it's hot outside. What do I look like being like, guess what so I just had to go change into, some lighter underwear. Like,
I mean,
like,
you just changed to some lighter underwear.
I mean,
But it's not like I'm
she
personally
would
like.
definitely be like, where would I be to know that?
But see, that's
if I was like, I wouldn't trim my nose hairs because it's too damn hot.
right. But see, that's if I come and approach you like, I come knock on your door like, hey, yeah, guess what? It's hot. I just had to like. Then it's like, wow, you tell me. But like,
I mean, I guess
in
you
the-
tell the people that you shaved.
in the public sense, it's like, yo, I literally just had.
So you shaved, because it wasn't like you had like a beard. So it's like
first
you
of all, you
shaved.
don't come at me, damn.
No, but I'm saying, like, does it make that much of a difference? I wouldn't know.
No, it do for me. Like, okay, I hate sweat. Like, even though I know I'm gonna sweat,
Yes.
I like.
But I'm
sweating.
saying, does the hair just having like stubble make that?
Oh, on like my chest. And
Oh, your
the-
chest. I'm talking. You talking
No,
about
no,
your
I'm not
face.
talking about my face. No.
Oh, well, I
That's
definitely
exactly-
don't need to hear that then. What the hell?
But I mean, like, it,
No, I get you. I get
yeah,
you.
it's just
Understood.
shave my chest. Like that's disgusting. I think
No,
it's on the
no,
level
I
like.
used to shave my legs when I used to swim. I used to shave my legs when I swam.
Yeah, see, you just.
Yeah.
Now, if I was like, I
And
mean,
dance for certain, like, it's uncomfortable to wear like tights.
oh, definitely. I bet it is. That
So,
should be pulling on your hand
yeah,
and
it's
shit
not
like that.
fun at all.
Yeah,
So,
I definitely get
Yeah,
that.
we used to shave for pas de deux for ballet and for like jazz and shit, but that shit, yeah, it's not cool.
Yeah, yes. When they get like hot, like it be, I'm like, I gotta release something.
You know what the funny thing is though, technically hair is supposed to like make us cooler. So you shaving it is actually doing yourself a disservice.
Oh.
Yeah, the hair is supposed to lower our body temperatures because they feature those sweat glands. When you shave the hair, you're not sweating properly. So then, yeah, you don't like sweat, but you're gonna be hotter because you shaved.
I didn't know that shit.
I learned that not too long ago. Like as far as having certain body hair, it's gonna keep you cooler. So,
Well, women like to shave.
yeah, get a rub all on your chest. Heat don't look so bad.
Is that right? Brittany, women love to shave.
You like a hairy chest or you like a clean chest? It's like depends on what mood you're in, huh? Yeah. You definitely
Like
depends
clean,
on
but not out of control. It could be,
Oh, so like groomed.
yeah, groomed. It could be a few centimeters long.
You know the depth of. She knows the depth of.
Centimeters long. That's what's up.
How the hell can you tell if it's some centimeters and shit?
Well, I don't want inches.
You know what an inch looks like though.
Right.
I suck with measurements. I don't know like
I
that.
don't know, there you go.
Well, if your finger
Like
right
that,
here,
like the flame,
This is an inch.
the size of this flame is probably about like 3/4 to an inch.
also right here, your
Yeah.
fingertip
Right. An inch?
is an
Fingertip
inch.
is an inch. See, that's why that's about an inch, 3/4.
Oh, okay. Alright, so yeah, it's gotta be less than that. Okay. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen some women.
Because that an inch long is like a curl. almost.
Exactly.
It starts
That's like the Amazon forest. I've seen some like women with
it's just like
shit
a little stubble, like a little.
that itchy shit. Like, ooh, it's like
It's just like a little growth, so it's not itchy, not prickly, but
Yeah.
probably like
it feel like
not curly though.
damn, what's that
She
shit?
don't want like Papa Bear.
Some women be liking that. Like
That's a term we learned last week, chilling with New York Dose and Ladies Who Brunche, another podcast. They said I learned the term bear while we were chilling with them.
oh, that's what they talking about.
That's not bear. It's like basically like a guy who's very hairy, like just a very hairy guy.
But some
And it's
motherfuckers
like-
can't help it. They just.
But it's like a fetish, you know. It's
Oh.
like yeah, it's like
Mhm.
it's like like guys have like a bear fetish.
Ew.
You know, women have bear fetishes too. But I don't know. I don't know. I think the term might be LGBT exclusive. I'm not sure, but you know,
Yeah,
I just like I said, I just learned it. I was like, wow, this really. I never.
I just call it the Amazon forest. Like no, you see, it's like the women, and you see them little curls, and it's like a forest. So it's like I gotta.
Some women love hair chest, love hair.
I mean, I've met a few women that's like, oh my god, like they just like, I guess they say it's like comfortable to lay on. It's like to lay on and like.
I said, I'm sure if some form of comfort. I also found that a lot of women who say that have like fathers that are also very hairy, so it's also a familiarity type thing, security, where you saw your father have that kind of body / look for those years, so then of course your man having that makes you feel more comfortable, so on and so forth.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotta get it off the chest and the pubes. Like after I work out, run, I smell that shit. It's like, oh my god, like.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I stopped shaving my legs for the most part. Like, I'll do it every now and then, like, if it's summer, and it's like, you know, I want to, like, wear some short shorts. You know,
Nah, we trying
cool
to show
look,
legs, huh?
But, yeah, I'll shave my legs, but that's pretty much about it. I don't really shave my chest like that.
I gotta shave my underarm, too.
I don't shave my underarms. I'll like, maybe trim a little if it gets, like, crazy. Because it doesn't really get crazy, so I don't really have to. But I remember I had to shave my underarms for a role one time, and that was weird. It was weird because I was had to be like clean, like not even like
a full pedophile.
They were straight up babies, but like it was just smooth. I was like, this is so weird. I had
That's so disgusting.
Yep, that was an experience, but still nothing gets me as much as like a mustache shave. Like that's the worst shave. Like I can shave my underarms 1,000 times, shave whatever I want, but shaving my mustache.
I think once you've established.
Once you have established that you have a mustache,
you can't get
weird going back.
That's like, like if I had a daughter, don't ever talk to a man that shaves his mustache. Like I would, if you bring that nigga in my house, I would.
That's so weird, bro.
I would beat that nigga because he's on some girl's social media doing some creepy shit, and I would fuck what you say. So if that nigga had a mustache and he come back with it disappeared, I'm beating his ass on sight.
Talk about some I just like how I look. Nah.
Like motherfucker had no mustache and chin hair. Like bro, what the fuck
weird.
are you doing, bro? Like
straight weird.
That's disgusting as hell. You look like a pig, you like a fucking molded banana in the face. And shit. Like,
molded what?
But to get what?
I don't know how a molded banana looks like a guy without a mustache.
Hey, you just gotta say weird shit. That's how weird it is. So, but yeah, that's how hot as fuck it is in here. Not in here, but out here in LA. So to get into what we wanted to chop into, you know, on the couch, we just chilling. You know, I had an idea for an intro, a new thing for us. You know what? We'll talk about that. Okay. It just randomly came to my head. I just want to say it out loud so I don't forget it.
Right.
Mr. Well, can we say Mr. NWA? But no, that'd be Drake. Who would be like the Mr. of the NWA?
Easy.
He'd be Mr. NWA?
Definitely.
I don't know. I would rather say Q.
No, you'd rather say Q because you feel like he's probably the better rapper because I know you. But as far as who you think of when you say NWA, you think of Easy. I wouldn't say that it's a clear. It's not like run away with it. But as far as percentages, it's a good like 60-40. Like okay. Cube is close, but
easy.
Yeah, and honestly, Dre and Cube share that 40. Like
I could definitely see. That's why those are the first two people.
But Easy is the image of NWA, so he already has more. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. You know, he is like on the cover. It's his face.
Facts. So. All right, so Mr. Q has come up with the
CWBA? CBWA?
It's like sounds like an amateur pro league, minor league or something like that.
I think it's CWBA. I want to say.
But it's come to some people's conclusions that I'm ballparking it out here because I read some tweets and stuff, information about it. So I'm going off social media information. So don't quote me on any of my statements being said. I could be right, I could be wrong. It's like Why you have to make that sound? Just
because.
I'm gonna let y'all know. Brittany,
It's CWBA.
CWBA. Okay.
Contract with Black America.
Contract with Black America. Oh, this is just saying that Brittany does not like me. Just want to let y'all know that.
Why you even gotta say that? Like she hasn't said she doesn't like you.
But you gotta get the people what they want. So the CWBA.
They want drama.
Oh, people love drama, but they no drama. You can have a friendly, hateful friendship.
Oh my gosh.
Or a friendly.
I think he really believes that.
A friendly don't like relationship. You can. Like I can have a good friend you don't like relationship.
You have such an uncanny ability to make shit awkward.
How? Like it's like
you just told somebody who you rock with that you have a friendly, hateful relationship. Like what? Like exactly.
And it's absolutely true.
Right, it's true. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like it's awkward because like clearly.
Well, see, but it's not like I don't. It's like an inner hate, but it's an outer friendly friendship.
How about we just go with the Ice Cube story
Right.
that way?
No, I mean, cause this is, but no, see, this is.
I don't want to have nothing thrown at you that accidentally hits me. So
I mean, she makes mistakes, but she ain't gonna do nothing that crazy.
While we're on the subject, your lovely candle. Let's go ahead and plug that since he wants to talk about you.
Oh yes, Blacklight Energy.
Bam.
My new company, shining light on Black businesses.
Yeah.
And that's my first product, candle. We can pre-order it on my new website, www.blacklight-imaging.com.
I know.
It's nice, y'all.
I like the logo. It's like a modern civil rights logo.
Oh
Black.
my gosh.
I'm black. Light me up. I'm black. Light me up, nigga.
I don't think your choice of words is probably the best. Civil rights, Black people saying "light me up."
Right.
That's the way to go.
No, I was saying candle.
I
but
understand.
totally get what you're saying now.
That's
All right, let's rewind that. No. Okay, rewind that. I love this candle. It's strong. It said, light me up. That worked?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Right. So scratch what I said before that did come out. It came out. Not in the proper way. So,
no, I mean it's fine. It's not that it came out improper. It's just like
we might have some white listeners like, that nigga shit light them up.
No, it's probably more so Black people that have an issue with it. The white people.
No. The Black people have an issue, but it might be a trigger for some white. Hey, I heard that nigger Michael talking light them up, you know. I don't know why every time we do race that.
Sorry, I said I don't think that's smart.
That's true. That's true. It's funny when people do racist voice. We always do the same
Southern, because that's what it represents.
You're gonna get them niggers. But yes. So it's the CWBA. So basically, let's put it out there. Supposedly, he went to both political parties.
Well, let's say what CWBA is first. It's supposedly a plan to decrease the wealth gap when it comes to Black communities versus other communities. Which already is a whole farce to me. Like, yeah, I get the idea as far as introducing this plan, but what evidence do you have so far that says this is it? This is gonna be the one to put us up equal status with everybody. I just don't understand how that was the decision. I was like, yeah, all right, let's go with this. So go ahead and continue what you're gonna say, because that's also an important part as far as he asked.
Well, yeah. So okay. So again, this is just ballparking information out. You know,
Well, I mean, not really, because there's articles on it.
But see, I don't want to be like, oh, wait, Mike. Like you say, like Mike shit. It's like, no, I'm just going off information I've seen.
Right.
He went to both parties, and so I think he tweeted something about CNN. He was supposed to go on with Chris.
He had a CNN interview, but they canceled it, and he says that he thought he was banned from CNN for some time, but I guess it wasn't true because he got the interview. But it's just, like
and basically I guess Trump was like, yeah, with the Trump administration of Trump people was like, hey, we'll talk to him. So now there's a lot of backlash.
Right, Democrats said we want to wait till
after the election, and Trump said we'll talk to you then. Which I totally get. It makes sense because why talk to someone we don't know who will be in office? Because even whatever happens has to happen after January 20th when the new Congress comes in and everything goes through. So I get the Democrats saying let's wait after the election.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, not only that, but also like, hey, we got shit that we're focusing
Yeah,
on. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
had you done this in the summer, sure, or had this been something that had been introduced at the start of the pandemic, sure, whatever. But if this is something that's come back, I mean, obviously they've probably been working on it for a minute,
Uh-huh.
but we're saying now that we're getting to the news as far as Q pushing this, and it's what are we, less than a month, and so right now it seems more so like the Democrats saying, hey, listen, we got all these other things, we're definitely interested in that, we definitely want to do that, but elections in 3 weeks, and so
totally get it.
and to me it sucks because it's like Trump. I don't understand how Q doesn't see that Trump is using him.
Well,
Because
let's
it's
wait before you get to that point. So basically, the backlash is Q was working with Trump.
With Trump, right.
What is it statement saying he got paid? He's getting paid by Trump or something like. I
didn't see anything like that.
I seen something like that.
I wouldn't put it past people to say that.
I don't, but and so basically he's working with Trump. He's trying to work with Trump to help black people in a nutshell. So how you have to pick that? You go right ahead and do it on your doodling book. And so,
well, as far also to really quick point as far as the paid part, it could be more so not, oh, here's some money to do this, but he's gonna make money from it.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother topic within itself. But yeah, so basically, Q is talking to Trump and his people with the CWBA, and so, of course, backlash. Oh, Q's working with Trump and this and that. I have quite a few things with this. One, I think Q kind of already knew what would happen. But, well, no, honestly, one of my biggest things with this is, and I think I would probably say more like our generation, a little younger, so like that. You got to understand there are black people who have lived through a lot more than we have because they're older and seen so much that they get to a point where they change their style of fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to just knock your ass out. Certain people are like, no, they want to be defensive. They wait for you they want to counter. You know what I'm saying? Or they want to go for the gut. You know what I'm saying? Some people go for the head. And so that's one thing that as black people, we have to understand the different fighting styles that people do. Now, of course, and entails that everyone would not agree upon it. So with Q and his approach with this, which I read some of his tweets, he said, black issues in America is a bipartisan issue, which it is legally, because when it comes to laws, both parties really have to come together and agree to it. So, in a technical sense, it is a bipartisan issue for laws to be made to help us. But for laws to be made to help us, and I get his part where he's at what is he like 50 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's at like he's changed his fighting style. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe 20 years ago, young 30 QOQ. He's like, he's I guess a radical. I don't want to say that word, but a little more upbeat or something like that. But it's like, okay, now at this age and the type of power and influence I have, let me go the more, I guess, the moderate approach with this. That's my take from it, And I get it. I understand. I think this is what I was talking about. Like when people voting for Biden, with older black people vote for Biden and not Bernie, it's because they understand the establishment. They understand how this shit works. They understand that the rah-rah doesn't work with white people. They don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes for black people. Now, do I say do not continue to rah-rah? Because I'm a rah-rah person. Will I change in 20 years? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm just that stubborn. But that's what it is with age. You know what I'm saying? Especially.
But you said it though. You just said it. You said in 20 years will I change? I don't think so. So I just feel like.
But I'm saying me. I don't think so.
Right.
But people do change over time
But I think the issue here is that we are seeing our fighters change. It's not so much that we're seeing people try to figure out how to fight smarter. That's not what it is. We're seeing the people who tore down walls and deadass stood in the face of adversity and in racial adversity at that, and said, "I'm not going."
Right.
And then now you going, you hella going. And so I think it's less. Oh wow, they're just figuring out which angle to come from, and now it just more so seems like you're giving up. And you know, and so I actually went to. I had a little powwow with some friends of mine over his pop's house, and his pops had like a whole bunch of his friends there that had grew up in LA during the riots and all that kind of stuff, and it was basically just a sit down, you know, us wanting to talk to them and them wanting to talk to us and just get our. This is back when George Floyd had just died and all that kind of thing. So you know, it was one of those situations where I heard from older black men say that they were tired, basically express what you just said. And even then I was saddened, because it was like, I'm literally watching these guys say, I'm not about to do it anymore. Like literally they were telling us like, yeah, y'all go ahead and march, fine, that's fine, but you know, I'm not about to do that. I ain't about to do nothing. You know, and definitely. Right. And it's not their fault, you know. Again, they're facing years and years and years of this so much. It just definitely saddens me in a sense of every man. It saddens me. Someone like Cube, it angers me, because your responsibility was taken up at 20-something years old. You did that, not us. We didn't put you there. You said, I'm appointing myself as this person to lead you guys into the revolution. Imagine has Public Enemy came, well, they had their fair share of controversy as well, but imagine had Public Enemy come and been like, you know what, actually, we're working with the Trump administration. How ridiculous that would sound. Right. But that's what Cube is doing, and that's why it's weird to me when we have celebrities that we like. When we have black celebrities, my bad. When we have black celebrities that we like, I feel like Britney. When we have black celebrities that we like, we tend to make excuses. And I think this is a huge example of that, because, for instance, remember when Jay decided he wanted to simply become musical director of the NFL, and people crucified him? This had no political stance to it. This had no nothing, but he was pinned as the man who was ending all black men's life. And when he became the musical director, motherfuckers was ready to disown him, stop listening to music, all of that. And not to mention, he put 2 black people in the first show, but that always gets looked over just because he had 1 white person in it. I digress. So when you have something like that, and then you look at this, and I'm looking at it like, how are we now looking at people say, well, let's hear him out. Oh, well, let's do what? No.
Well, you just saying in general.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a good 50-50. I see a lot of people against and saying we gotta get rid of Q, you know, we not listening to him no more. But I also see 10 times the more support as far as other celebrities have gone. And like I said, the other celebrities, what they have in common is y'all don't like them. But the ones that you do like, it gets excused. It has to, I gotta make sure that this person, you know, I gotta see what both sides are and all of that. But, you know, it's like, for me, there's no both sides here. Because what your goal is, you know, it's obviously upstanding. Cool, we get that you have made this plan to try to get us to an equal measure. Cool, do it yourself. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you made that point,
because it ain't like, you know what I mean? Because here, it's $500 billion. We know Cube don't have $500 billion. But you mean to tell me, Cube, you can't reach into your pocket of black wealth and your friends and pull out at least, I know you could get one. I know you can get one. Yes. I know you can get one. And to me, reaching into your pocket and getting black wealthy people and saying, boom, we are starting. You don't even have to say this is getting put into full effect, whatever. We are starting the groundwork for the CWBA with this $1 billion from all these black wealthy people. And we're going to try as hard as we can to keep this going.
I'm glad you made that point, because that goes to what I was about to say, where with the Jay-Z thing. So my personal opinion, just like the Jay-Z with the Q thing, I don't know why he went. I know why. I would not have went to these elected. I went to these officials, especially Trump. Let me just make a quick thing. Trump is Trump. If you go talk to him, it's what is it going to do for Trump? So if he does, because the thing is, if he does pass anything, accept anything, he did. But it's going to make it for him. He gets elected. He continues to be in a position to continue to benefit, but still hurt us in the long run.
Right.
He's like, it's a small win headlines, but long term, he's gonna some way or another they're gonna flip it because white people do not want equality with us.
And I still just I don't believe that it's actually gonna go through.
Yeah, no. I don't know the details of it. But
yeah.
Like you said, we do it on our own. So like with Jay-Z, I didn't like that he did it. As I'm just like, I felt like his power with himself and him grow with other people, I felt was strong enough. I guess a lot. I get it in a business sense. It's just my opinion, and I still listen to Jay-Z activists. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some people that, like I say, they decide to change their style of fighting. They want the way they want to move, and I can't tell them what to do. Like you said, it just affects you a little different. Like, damn, I thought, but I'm not gonna say, this person, because the good. I'm always, does the good outweigh the bad? And it's not that bad. It's just like,
I see. That's what I looked at with the Jay-Z situation, where it was like the good far outweighs.
Yeah, the good always bad.
Like,
I still
am I upset that like Roger Goodell gets to work with this guy? Sure. But if Jay it's not work with. Jay is the head of it. Roger Goodell can't tell him what to do in that aspect. Yeah, that's why I say it's fine. Ice Cube don't get to just parade around and hand out $500 billion.
No, and see,
Trump gets to do all of this. So that's where I'm like, this is just your name is on this. You helped write it, your name is on it, and you about to get shafted. And this is not the same thing as the Jay-Z situation.
The crazy part about it is there are officials that are in office, that are politicians that have probably came with not the exact plan, but plans similar to his, to both parties, and don't get probably no attention, something like that.
Of course. Definitely.
But now Ice Cube as an entertainer, it's like, let's entertain it. Which then somebody tweeted a clip about Malcolm X about the entertainers as far as leaders for the black community. And I think I did an IG video about it. It's like, when it comes to black people, our entertainers are like our leaders. Yeah. Where with white people, their leaders are the president, the CEOs, the legit people that are put in these positions to lead the country in total with laws and stuff like that. Again, now I'm not saying that Ice Cube is not an intelligent man to establish an intelligent man who cannot be a leader. But the way this country is set up and the way it's designed, when it comes to as far as the levels of leadership, I feel like entertainers with black people entertainers shouldn't be on the level of presidents. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think you had brought it up one time. Chris Rock was like, he's an entertainer living in a nice neighborhood, but his neighbor is a dentist. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, and again, it's not saying Cube is not smart. He doesn't have a plan, but I know there are AOC, Ilion. I know they've come with programs and policies to help black people. Again, and to stop thinking, and there's another thing we got to start realizing. We can't take care of everything at one time. It is a step by step. Let's take care of wealth. Let's take care of health. It's not good, but that's how it is. And so, what do you do?
I just can't. I just had an epiphany, and I really want to know how Cube accepted them saying, "Oh yeah, we're throwing $500 billion on the table, and these motherfuckers don't even want to give a second stimulus." So where's this $500 billion come from?
Which
when, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're saying
they said they was gonna give him $500.
They said $500 billion
to help get
for this act, for this plan
to close the wealth gap for black people.
$500 billion. That's what the Republicans offered. That's what Donald Trump. Now, my thing is we just asked him for a second stimulus, and he was like, nah. So that's where I just implore black people, like, y'all gotta be smarter than this. Like, for real. Because just simply even saying we gotta hear him out is detrimental to forward movement.
I just don't think it's no. I honestly, I get the bipartisan. We got to work with, but it's certain people. I just say no. Now, me, I mean, I'm not saying all white people are bad, but I'm gonna go. If it's a room of 10 of them, I'm gonna go a strong 7. Ain't gonna look out for me. That's just my thinking.
Right.
I'm gonna be a little on the edge. And I just look at Donald Trump as one of those people. I don't care. He's just someone I, as a black person, who just says refuse to work with. He's just a stupid, not a narcissistic asshole.
Right.
He has no intelligence of anything. He doesn't comprehend humanity or have any morals of any sort.
Right.
So coming to him with anything is, so what did I do for you? How does it make me look good? Who can I say this to and get his position now? Get votes, become the president. Because I see somebody say he's trying to get 95% of the black people. Like, the man just talks out his fucking ass. And
we know this. We know this though. Like,
and that's where it's like, okay, Q, I get where you coming from. Like, that's why you 100% like, bro, black, you got you, and there's so many black people I know. And I hate people say, oh, why you gotta count their pockets? Well, when it comes to a community, when they say it takes a village to raise a child, we gotta stop thinking in the micro sense of just as your home.
Right.
This village of the United States, the black people are the children. And as we have to take care of each other. So if there are those that we've helped to get in a position to be of somewhat of equal stance with white people in a financial aspect, then yes, I would expect them to look in deep, go into their pocket, look into ways to come together to help us that don't have it. You know?
Yeah, what I see right now is a whole bunch of individual agendas going on. You know, when it comes to these
which all are almost
and
similar to each other. They can work together.
Right, and that's what shows me that where y'all hearts at for real. Because if the idea is that we are trying to come together to make everything better for us, then how is it not including all of us? You know, and so I just think Q's decision to even entertain the Republicans' offer in this case is a bad idea, and there's really no redeeming quality that he has offered up, with the exception of they listened. You know, and that is, and I feel like I almost would have rather him just not said shit, you know, because it's like, damn, are we that weak? Are we that beat down now that we're just like, please, thank you, God. Oh,
They listen to us.
oh, he answered the phone.
What happened, Q? They listen to us. Oh man, they put
nah,
and just when you said that, the first thing is like, that's what they do. They always listen to us.
Yeah.
They're gonna always.
Well,
let's have it for the most part, because that's
okay, let me
change my word.
I see what you
when
mean.
you said that, the first thing that came to my head, let's have a conversation.
Right. I see what you mean.
About what, bro?
Yeah.
We have been conversing. We've been saying the same thing. Y'all keep trying to look for the small details. Oh, well, that person had the blue shoes or the red shoes. Like, no,
Right.
It's the big picture of things.
Yeah.
And when, like you said, when they say, oh, they listen or would have conversation, that's when the divide starts to come up. Who to listen to? Well, this person this and that. Let's look up what does this person have a degree? Did this person go to the? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in short and long term, it hurts us. And which one I'm glad you made that point about going into his pocket and his black and his wealth friends and getting $1 billion, because I always believe if it comes to decreasing that gap, black people have to deal with black people. I feel like we have to do this on our own, because now because we have a stronghold on spending as consumers. Like, we're the number one consumer, right? So now, if our dollar is generating within us and we build the wealth within ourselves, then we don't even give a fuck about competing with another ethnicity as far as wealth, because our wealth is naturally amongst us, that we also now we're prospering amongst us and gives us a better sense of wealth as with togetherness. If you get what I'm saying, like,
yeah, I think the whole thing behind black wealth right now, the issue is more so that it's gatekeeping, because you have white wealth is different from black wealth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just today's day and age. I don't mean the true value of it. I don't mean the value is different. I mean what it is. The reality is different. There's a big difference. So right now, since white wealth is so different than black wealth, what happens is when black people do start getting a little money, they go, but I want wealth. And then what do white people do? They say, well, join us and you can have a taste of this white wealth. Yeah, and then you have that's how you get the Oprahs and the Tyler Perrys and all of those and so on and so forth. And when you get that wealth, then you don't give back to black wealth. Right. Then all of a sudden it becomes, well, no, I have white wealth now. I don't want,
not all
that's what Chris Rock was saying, how if Oprah woke up with my money, she'd jump out of a fucking window. You know what I mean? And that's true. And so I think we put this whole thing when it comes to expecting, black celebrities or black wealthy people to do these things for us. But in reality, once they get to that stage, they are no longer thinking of us. It's preserving.
As strong as they probably did coming up. Like it probably, I'm
yeah,
using percentage.
Oh, almost. I would say 110% they are. Because here's the thing: you don't get that kind of hunger if you aren't working for your community. You don't. You don't. Because here's the thing: white people will never accept a black person solely making for white eyes. Never. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So what they need is, we need to see how you operate. Let's show us that, and then we can make you rich. And so that's why white culture adopts black culture so heavily. They don't adopt white culture. They want you to tell them how you are, and then they want to become that. And then we'll make you wealthy if you continue to do that. And so I feel like now what we have is black people going, shit, like realizing that, and then you get the hoarding, and then you get the, well, you should pass that to the black community. Well, no, I don't know. The black community never done for me.
You don't want to make the white people mad, because that's going to mess with your money and stuff.
And so the fact that the CWBA was done in conjunction with nobody affluent in the black wealthy community, to my knowledge, with the exception of Q, I don't trust it. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's going to go. I feel like $500 billion.
As far as this strategy, as far as going through,
as far as this policy that is happening right now, I don't. Like I say, I don't believe in it. I feel like the idea behind it is great. That's obviously what we want and what we need. But to have the Republicans be like, yeah, $500 billion, it's a slap in the face. Like we might as well have told.
You think about that.
We will give you the Tooth Fairy's address. Like what? You can't even deliver. The stuff you said you was about to deliver. That's $1,200 for everybody. And you talk about 500 billions. Like, what is wrong with you? And I just go, okay, okay. Great, $500 billion, guys, we got it. Like, what? And the more I think about it, the more it makes me upset, because I'm like, I want to know how meetings went. You know what I mean? How did that phone call go? When you talk to the Democrats and they say, hey, Q, this is a good idea, but we have to wait till after the election. There's a lot going on. We got debates being canceled. We got redoing things. We got to add town hall meetings now because we can't have debates. All of this stuff. And then the Republicans answered the phone call and said, "Oh, what's up, Q? Yeah, $500 billion. How's that sound?" And he was like, "Yes." Like, what? Because I don't understand how it could go another way. Because what did Trump say other than the tune of, "We'll give you $500 billion," that sounded better? I really want to know.
You know what?
You see what I'm saying?
No,
that's kind of what I'm getting at. I just feel like that.
I think it's the like you said. I mean, listen, well, hey, we might be able to do something.
False promises.
They got us in the room. It's like, and I get that policy. It's like, well, we got to get to the table with them.
Right.
I get it. I just, and I mean, I'm not where I want to be. And I'm definitely not what people be like, oh, he's something, but to something more, maybe most, but when.
My mic's off. Don't worry about it.
Oh, now we know.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, but it's let's get the table with let's do. I hate it is because they understand how money works and how they want the money to circulate. And they understand that putting, like you said, like as far as black people making an all-white show, they like, no, we're not gonna do that. It's almost, we don't want you to have all black wealth.
And that's wow. I didn't even really think about that. That's the crazy thing. White people will rather you have white wealth than black wealth, even though white wealth is more than black wealth.
And see that,
at this time.
And see that the thing is that's when you realize about what a dollar is. The mindset of the dollar. Because see, they're like, when they think what they like, black people thinking of it in that dollar sense. Mm-hmm. We're like, yeah, that, but we understand the whole power of it. Yeah. Not just the dollar, knowledge-wise, resource-wise, health-wise. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, you know what that does when you see wealth, prosperity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, again, it is the dollar, but it's so much else that encompasses that. And so if the wealth, black wealth is like white wealth, it's like, and we are understanding of the wealth, it gets to the point it's like, we really need to be at the table with them. Right. And then, because with this wealth, the humanitarian part is the biggest part as far as human rights and just being able to exist on this land with them. Then it starts to wake up where, you know, like white people don't like white people that like are that respect black people. You know what I'm saying? Kick it. I'm trying to find the best word is like humanly respectable. You know what I'm saying? Respect like each human and stuff like. Yeah. You know, like I don't want to say woke.
No, I mean, well, yeah. I mean, white people would say woke.
Well, okay, we'll just say woke.
But it's just being a human.
Yes, it's like being a human. You know, because that's all it is at the end of the day. So, but yeah, totally. Like I don't want to. I hope. One thing I do want to say, you know, you look at how we hold Oprah, right? Mm-hmm. We hold Oprah up to such a high esteem as far as the person, and I've said this before, but it's so relevant right now. We hold her up so high. We hold Tyler up so high, and those are our black wealthy. Like we ain't talking rich, we talking about black wealthy people. J and B are getting up there. But when it comes to black wealth, it is but a shade. Oprah's net worth, I think, is $5 billion. I think she just got to 5. Jeff Bezos is worth 200. That's the difference, you know. And when you talk about the gap, you want the $500 billion that Trump just put on the table don't even cover 3 billionaires as far as the gap is concerned. They would have to pony up trillions to bridge this gap, bro. So I think, like I said, 500 billion is a slap in the face because number one, it's a lot. It's too much to be viable in a bill for that, for sure. Like if this was a pandemic relief bill, I'd probably believe it. But to close the wealth gap in the black community, they want to give 500 billion? Because again,
that shit gonna come in an IOU.
All right. Because again, what comes with that is also knowledge. Like with this, you just can't give people money that don't know how to.
But see, you hit the nail on the head. Yes, you can. White people do you want to do that. Whoever I know ain't gonna use this money right, give it to them. Give them all of it. As much as possible, as fast as you can. We gonna make new money for these motherfuckers. Go ahead and print new bills. They change colors on the bills and all that stuff. I found out, yes, one is to deter hackers and deter people who counterfeit money, but it's also to get people like us to celebrate it. It's a very weird sight game that they play when it comes to money and how the black community views it. They don't tell us the same things or teach us the same things as they do their community. Right. So when we hear $500 billion to close the wealth gap, we jump at it, not knowing that doesn't compute in the slightest. And so now what I want to see is, like you said, us coming together, making actual viable changes with communities that we know are going to help, with people that we know are going to help, not just say shit, not just listen to us say shit or make us do all the work so that they can take the credit, because that's all what this is. Yeah. And so, you know, Donald Trump is gonna, if this happens, Donald Trump is just gonna say, I was the one who pushed the CWB Act. When really, It's Cube. And even though at that time, if it goes together, we're going to want to celebrate him, we're also going to want to kick him in the shin that you gave Donald Trump a win. And that's why I say out of this comes nothing great. Because you don't have a candidate that can push the positive outcome that this requires. Because who cares if you give me $500 billion? If you give a kid $500 billion and say, go kill yourself, it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? You didn't give that kid $500 billion and say, hey, listen, this is what you do with it, okay? I need you to go here, I need you to buy this block. I need you to go here, I need you to do this. You literally just said, all right, you want to close the wealth gap? This should do it. You know, here's what we got free, but you don't. You know, and so like I said, it just hurts. It hurts me to feel that we are still in a situation where our leaders or the people that you say we look towards have these slip ups, and it's more like I said. I understand the fight changing. I understand you getting older and having to realize that you can't be out there every day in the streets protesting. Hell, I had to look at that. You feel me? Like I had to look and say, I got ridiculous pre-existing health conditions. For me to go out there and protest is probably not a great idea. You know what I'm saying? I did it once, but that's all I can muster because in my head, I know I had chronic asthma. For somebody who has chronic asthma with COVID out there, respiratory issues, I don't want to risk it. You know, so I did what I could from where I could in order to make a change. So I don't agree with the fact that, you know, fighting needs to look like they're fighting or fighting needs to appease them in order for it to get the point across. Why can't I get a $500 billion, grant or bill or whatever passed while I'm out here screaming and dying in the street? Right. Why can't I get that? Why I got a phone call you and beg you, Donald Trump, in order for you and say, hey, throw me some money, man. We struggling here. Why I gotta do that? Why couldn't you see that when we were disproportionate? But that's the whole point. And that's what I need people like Ice Cube to realize is that they didn't give a fuck about you when you was bleeding all over their streets. All they did was point Black Lives Matter in the front of the fucking White House and say, get the fuck on. So you, as a strong black man, somebody who told us to fuck Donald Trump, somebody who told us to fuck the police, all of this shit, you need to be the one at the front standing there. And I understand that you might be tired. I understand that you might be just exhausted with all of the fighting that you've done over the past 35 years. I get it. Bless you, black man. But at the same time, guess what? When the soldiers is out there fighting wars or whatever the hell, they don't say, well, I shot enough bullets today. You feel me? That when the EMTs is out there and they got people to save, they don't say, you know what? Oh, God, I'm tired. You know what? I got 3 hours left on my shift, but that ambulance call, I just can't do it. They don't do that. So I need our leaders to buck the fuck up and stop accepting handouts because you're tired. Because we're not. And I understand that you say we're younger, but guess what? This is the model that you taught us. This is your blueprint. You can't renege now because you're fucking tired. No teacher says, I taught that, so guess what? You know what? I'm old, I see things as different. Fuck it, throw it out. There's no technique that has lasted the standard time that somebody has come out and said that. So I don't want black people to be the people that renege and just lay down when somebody decides to say, you know what, black people are disproportionate. Let me give you a little bit of piece of what you need to have back. And we jump, we owe the whole steak, but they cutting off that little sliver of fat off the end, and saying, here you go. And we're like, yes. Because it got a little bit of steak juice on it. No, we want the whole steak. Germany just gave a second round of reparations to their people. A second of, I think now this one is something like 80 billion or something paid out to their citizens because they went through the Holocaust. Here's looking at you, America.
And on that note, we can get up out of here. I ain't got nothing to say.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, shit, let you roll. That was a good spill. Shit, let you rock. Let you get your things off. You feel? So on that note, Gary said it all. We can get up out of here. So make sure, again, if y'all's first time watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel so y'all get that notification. If you listen to us, make sure you subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify.
Oh, my mic's off.
For all your listening pleasures, okay? Of course, I got my mentor, right?
Mr. Gray.
The big outfit with the most.
Brittany.
And of course, it's your boy, your P here. As always, we're gonna get up out of here. Yes, sir.